You've been in this exact position for 5 hours now, staring at the ceiling, watching the light shift, but unable to move a single muscle. Your phone is down to 10%. The low battery warning flashes like a heartbeat, yet you keep scrolling, looking for a spark that never comes. Your back is aching from lying so awkwardly, and the guilt? It's starting to feel like a physical weight, pressing down on your chest until it's hard to breathe. You whisper to yourself, just 5 more minutes. You look at the clock. It's 2 in the afternoon. The sun is bright, but you are still in the dark. But 5 minutes turn into an hour, then 2. Time is escaping you, slipping through your fingers while you remain frozen, a prisoner of your own bed. Out there, everyone else seems to be moving. They're achieving goals, working out, and living. They are part of a world that feels miles away from this room. But you? You feel like you're just rotting, stagnant, like the world is growing right over you while you disappear into the shadows of your mattress. You aren't tired enough to fall asleep, but you aren't energized enough to exist. You're suspended in a gray void, caught between two worlds. Listen closely. This isn't just laziness, and it's not just a trend for the internet. This is a real, heavy psychological state that deserves your attention. This is the biology of why your brain decided that the only safe place left in the entire world is right here, hidden deep under these blankets. But we need to talk about why that safety is actually a trap. Because a fortress designed to protect you can very easily become the place that consumes you. Let's look at a relatable scenario. The contrast between the life you're expected to lead and the quiet, heavy reality of the room you can't seem to leave. Think about the last time you stayed in bed all day. Not as a choice, but as a necessity. Looking at the hours passing and feeling absolutely nothing. It didn't feel like a vacation, did it? There was no joy in it, only a deep, swirling fog of weariness that seemed to pull at your feet every time you tried to stand. Real rest leaves you feeling recharged and ready, but rotting leaves you feeling hollow, like the light inside you is slowly flickering out into the dark. You scroll through endless videos, your eyes glazed over. You aren't watching them because they're good. You're watching them because you can't stop. You're searching for just enough dopamine to keep your brain numb. Just enough noise to drown out the silence of your own life for a few more seconds. It's a way to keep from thinking about the terrifying pile of responsibilities, the emails, the chores, the life waiting just on the other side of that door. So let's get into the simple explanation. Why does a healthy brain suddenly decide to shut down? It's all about the complex machinery of your inner world. To understand bed rotting, we have to look at the brain's reward circuitry. We have to see how the gears turn and why they eventually get stuck. In a normal world, the process is simple. We do a task and we get a reward. Action leads to satisfaction. The cycle is balanced and it keeps us moving. But today, the world is overwhelming. It's a constant vortex of noise, expectations, and digital demands that never, ever stops to let you catch your breath. The cost of doing has become too high for your nervous system. It feels like trying to push a mountain up a hill day after day until your strength is gone. High rent, social pressure, career instability. Your brain looks at the outside world and sees a game it can no longer win. It sees a threat in every direction. So it chooses the only winning move it has left, to stop playing. It turns you into a statue. It shuts off the power to save what's left of the battery. This leads us to a deep insight, the paralysis of choice. When every path looks like a dead end, your mind decides to stay exactly where it is. Psychology calls this avoidance coping. It's the act of hiding from a problem in hopes that it disappears. But avoidance is a debt that always comes due. When life feels like a series of choices you aren't qualified to make, your nervous system triggers a freeze response. You become a frozen figure in a moving world. By staying in bed, you aren't being lazy. You are actually trying to protect yourself. You are creating a barrier between your soul and the possibility of failure. Because if you don't try, you can't lose. The bed becomes your fortress, a high mountain where the storms of reality can't reach you. Or so it seems. Let's look at some real-life examples of how this manifests. It's a story told in 1,000 different rooms by people who look perfectly fine on the outside. But remember, a fortress can very easily become a prison. The walls you built to keep the world out are the same walls that keep you trapped inside. Imagine a professional who excels at work, but spends every weekend in total darkness. One person on the stage, another person rotting in the shadows. Or a student who misses a deadline not because they didn't care, but because the weight of the first sentence was so heavy it felt like stone. It feels like trying to lift a mountain with your bare hands, so you don't even try. You just sit there, watching the clock tick toward the inevitable. This is the high-functioning rot. You perform the role of a person, but inside, you are crumbling. You are a paper suit being torn apart by the wind. We use the bed to disappear because, for a few hours, we can pretend. We can pretend the world expects nothing. We can pretend we don't exist at all. But here's the twist. The moment where the comfort of the bed turns into something much darker. The moment the silence starts to scream. Here's the truth that no one wants to hear, but everyone needs to know. Pay attention to this line because it changes how you see your rest. The more you rot, the more your brain loses its ability to handle reality. The gears start to rust. The fog becomes your only permanent resident. By avoiding the world, you are teaching your brain that the world is a threat. You are training your survival instincts to fear the very life you want to live. You are literally training yourself to be afraid of your own potential. Every day you hide, the shadows outside grow taller and more intimidating. Every hour spent rotting makes the next hour of living feel twice as hard. The backpack of your responsibilities grows heavier with every minute of silence. But there is a conclusion. There is a way out. Look toward the light coming from the top of the screen. Hope isn't a hack, it's a decision. You don't need a productivity hack or a new app. You don't need to optimize your suffering. You need to understand the root of the freeze. You don't need to just do it. That phrase is a weight, not a wing. It ignores the fact that your wings are currently clipped by your own fear. You need to understand that your bed is a tool for recovery, not a hiding place. Learn to distinguish between rest that heals and rest that hides. The world is loud, and it is exhausting. It is a constant storm of notifications and noise that wants to claim every second of your peace. It's okay to retreat. It's okay to say no to the noise. But remember this one crucial thing before you close your eyes again. A plant that stays in the shade too long doesn't just stop growing. It loses its color. It loses its strength. It loses its connection to the sun. It rots. Stagnation isn't a pause. It's a slow decay of the spirit. And you were meant for so much more than a life lived in the shadows. Tomorrow, don't try to change your entire life in a day. Don't try to fix everything at once. Let the pressure wash away for a moment. Just put your feet on the floor. Feel the solid ground beneath you. Let that small ripple of action be the start of your revolution. That is the first victory. It's small and it's quiet, but it is the most important thing you will do all day. You are reclaiming your body. The only way out of the rot is to move. Not to run, not to sprint, but just to move toward the door, toward the morning sun. Feel the silence shift. Notice the space between who you were in the dark and who you are becoming in the light. Recovery isn't a straight line. It's a winding path. There will be loops and setbacks, but as long as you are moving, you are winning. Some days, the bed will still feel like a magnet. It will pull at you with a soft purple glow, promising a safety that it can't actually provide. But now, you know what's happening in your brain. You see the gears. You understand the mechanism. Knowledge is the light that clears the fog. You aren't broken. You are just overwhelmed. You are a person doing their best in a world that asks for more than anyone can give. The rot is just a signal that your nervous system needs a reset. It's a notification, not a destination. It's time to hit the power button. Think of your energy like a reservoir. It needs to be filled with care, with silence, and with intentionality. It cannot be empty forever. If you only drain it and never refill it, the ground of your soul starts to crack. But look, the water is starting to flow back in. Can you feel it? Getting out of bed is how you open the valves. It's how you let the life force back into the pipes. It's how you start the engine of your existence. It doesn't have to be a big move. Small actions are the most powerful. Just an inch of light is enough to break 1,000 years of darkness. Maybe today, your only victory is drinking a glass of water. Watch the light catch the surface. Let that simple clarity wash over you. Maybe it's taking one deep, conscious breath, feeling your lungs expand. Reminding your body that it is alive, right here, right now. Each small act of doing breaks the freeze. Like a warm light on a block of ice, you are slowly melting the barriers you built. You are reclaiming your territory from the rot. Piece by piece, room by room, you are taking your life back from the shadows. Step by step, the world becomes less terrifying because you are proving to your brain that you can handle the weight of the day. You are proving to yourself that you are stronger than your avoidance. You can stand in the storm and not be swept away by it. The bed is a place to rest, not a place to disappear. Learn to love the morning light again. It has missed you while you were away. So, if you've been rotting for too long, if you felt like you've been lost in the gray for weeks, listen to my voice. Know that it's okay to stop now. You have stayed long enough. You can put the phone down. You can let the silence be enough. Your life is waiting for you outside that door. It isn't perfect and it isn't easy, but it is yours. And it is beautiful in its own way. And it doesn't need you to be a hero. It doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to show up, exactly as you are today. It just needs you to be present. Like a sprout growing through the concrete, your life will find a way to flourish if you just let it. Take a deep breath with me now. Fill your chest. Hold it and let it go. You are here. You are alive. You are capable. Now, let's go. Walk into the light. Don't look back at the bed. The world is wide, and your story is just beginning to unfold. Subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology of your life. Hit the join button to support this journey. Stay awake. Stay present. See you soon.